Good morning and welcome back to my channel from what has been a very long break. I've been off of YouTube for many months now, but guess what? I had a baby and here she is. This is little Miss Emily. She's 6.5 months old. She was born on March 22nd, 2022, and she loves going on walks just like her big brother Beckham. And Beckham just turned 11 years old last week. He's a big boy now. Yeah? Okay. Yeah? And what else do you have to say? So I'm going to film everything that I eat today as a new mom. I keep it pretty simple, as I always have if you've watched my videos before. And I'm just being sure to add lots of healthy plant-based protein to my meals, as Emily is still drinking breast milk, and she also recently started having some pureed vegetables as well, and some fruit like bananas. She's having a conversation with herself right now. Let's check in. What's going on? What's going on? Are you going to share the story? What is it? You gonna tell me all about it? Okay. Oh, you've got two Sophies on the go. You got baby Sophie and big Sophie. Lucky girl. All right, you enjoy that. Let's go, Beckham. Let's go. For breakfast, I'm going to be making some old-fashioned oats. And I used to just make this on the stovetop in a pot, but recently we went to Hawaii and we stayed at an Airbnb, and they had this rice cooker, and I ended up using it every single day to make rice, and it was just super convenient. So I bought one. It was only, I think, $18 on Amazon, and I started making my oatmeal in it as well. It's really convenient, and I just like that it's non-stick. And so this is a cup of old-fashioned oats, or rolled oats, and I've got just over a cup of water, about 10 ounces. I'm just gonna push cook. Put the lid on, of course. And it usually takes about 5 minutes. Normally I add in a splash of unsweetened soy milk, but they didn't have it at the grocery store that I went to this time, so I'm using vanilla instead. And I'm gonna add in some frozen blueberries and ground cinnamon. Now, if you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know I'm a huge fan of buying frozen fruits and veggies for convenience. And another reason I like buying frozen fruits and veggies is if you find that when you're buying fresh produce, it often goes bad before you get a chance to eat it all, and you've got a lot of food waste. You don't really have that issue with these because you can just portion out what you need and then put the rest back in the freezer. Of course, I still do eat lots of fresh produce like tomatoes, celery, things like that as well, but I love stocking up on these. Now I'm just showing you the cup for reference so that you know how much I'm eating. Sometimes it's hard to tell on YouTube how much food is in a bowl or how large a bowl or plate is. Now, if you are trying to lose weight, I personally don't recommend that you weigh or measure your food if you are eating whole plant foods that are under 700 calories per pound, following calorie density. It's not necessary. Just eat until you're comfortably full. If you're eating whole natural foods, your hunger cues won't lead you wrong. Okay, it is ready, and I just seriously love how easy this is to clean out afterward, because when I would make my oatmeal on the stovetop, there would always be like a crusted layer on the bottom of my pot, and it just took, I had to soak it in water with soap for a while, and it took a lot of scrubbing, so this is just way easier. And it didn't come with any spoons, but I bought these plastic, they're called rice paddles, I believe, from Amazon, and it was a set of 2 for $4 and something. I'll link these in the description box down below. Let's add in our blueberries. Lots of cinnamon. And soy milk. And voila, there we go, a very easy and filling breakfast that I have probably 90% of the time. And for vitamins, I am still taking my vegan prenatal. I've been taking this one throughout my pregnancy and also afterward. It's just got a ton of different vitamins. Here, I'll just show you the back of it. And I just found this one by Google searching and reading some reviews, and I've been happy with it. All right, as a snack, I'm going to blend up a smoothie with some frozen pineapple chunks, some frozen dark sweet cherries, and a few pieces of frozen banana. I'm gonna wash some of this kale and add a handful of spinach, and I've got 14 ounces of water here, and that's it. I'm gonna blend it all together and have that as a snack. And I'm also going to add in a little piece of this ginger. All right, for lunch, I'm going to be making rice with some veggies and tofu. This is my absolute favorite tofu. Most grocery stores don't carry it. I notice a lot of grocery stores have extra firm tofu. This is super firm tofu, and it's really different. It has a different texture. Obviously, it's very firm, and I just really like this one the best. So I'm gonna be using about 1/3 of this package, and I'm just gonna dice it up and cook it on the stovetop in a pan with a little bit of soy sauce. And then for the rice, I'm going to be using a cup of this sticky rice in my new rice cooker. And I'm just going to be adding just over a cup of water. And I've got some collard greens that I chopped up. I'm going to be dicing up half of this red bell pepper, this entire zucchini, and some edamame, which is also great for a vegan source of protein. Now, if you're busy and you don't want to be cooking everything from scratch every day, then something you can do is you can double or triple this recipe and save the leftovers in glass containers in the fridge and have them for your lunch for the next couple of days. Honestly, this rice cooker is the best $18 I've spent in a long time. I used to make rice in my Instant Pot, which is fine, but it really did take a lot more cleanup afterward, and this just for some reason seems easier. A lot of my weight loss clients ask if they should be having brown rice instead of white rice, and honestly, white rice is slightly more calorie dense than brown rice, but I say just choose the rice that you're going to enjoy eating more and make sure that you serve it with a lot of veggies. So I chopped up a little more than I can fit on this plate, so I'm just going to save the rest on the stovetop and I'll come back to it later and finish it off when I'm hungry again. All right, here's our tofu strips that I cooked with a bit of soy sauce. Voila! For seasoning, I'm going to be using a bit more soy sauce, some lemon juice, and garlic powder. And I ran out of sriracha, so I'm going to be adding on some chili powder instead. All right, here's some lemon juice, some soy sauce, garlic powder, and chili powder. All right, now time to eat. And I just make things look pretty for a photo, but when I'm ready to eat it, I mix all the flavors together. Just tastes better that way. Okay, for dinner, I'm going to be making a soup with my favorite potatoes, which are Yukon Gold potatoes. They're called different things in different countries, but they're basically the yellow potatoes. And I'm going to put an entire can of kidney beans in there as well. 2 stalks of celery, 1 carrot. I've got 2 little onions in here that I'm going to add in, and some frozen peas and frozen corn. And I'm going to be adding in about 5 cups of water, and I'm going to season it with liquid smoke. Surprise, surprise. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I love liquid smoke. I add it to things like soups and dips, and sometimes even rice bowls to give it a hickory flavor. And I just really like it. And it's like $1.50. It's under $2. So, and then I'll probably add in my usual spices as well, the garlic powder and stuff like that. All right, so let's start chopping away. And the same thing I said for my lunch goes for my dinner as well. You can always make extra. I don't cook like this every single day from scratch. I usually will make a little bit extra and have some for the next day. It's not quite dinner yet, but little Miss Emily is sleeping right now, so I am prepping dinner for a little bit later. Now, I recently got asked if I could share my macros or share how many calories I think I eat in a day. And honestly, one of the main purposes of eating this way is that you don't need to count calories. And I don't count calories. I just focus on eating these low calorie density foods that are filled with water and fiber and lots of nutrients until I'm comfortably satiated, and that's it. If you're not eating foods that are very richly packed with calories, like processed foods with oil, anything deep fried, or nut butters, or the vegan desserts that are made with lots of dates and nuts and seeds, those things are quite rich. So if you're focused on weight loss and you're eating a lot of those things, then sure, you may need to pay attention to how much you're having and limit those things. But I prefer to eat in a way where I don't need to limit the amount of food that I eat. I'm what I call a volume eater. I like to eat large quantities of food until I'm comfortably full, and I can do so when I'm eating foods like this. Whole natural fruits, vegetables, beans, legumes, lots of starches. Starches are the basis of my diet. If you want to learn more about eating this way, you can check out, I've got 2 websites, melissaalexandria.com, and then I've also got the website Low Calorie Density, which I haven't done too much with yet, but I plan on adding more recipes there and just having it be a go-to resource for anyone who wants to learn more about eating this way. And I'll just say, if calorie counting is working for you and it doesn't bother you, you don't feel like you're spending all of your time and energy focused on food, and you don't feel limited, you don't feel that you're restricting yourself and you're always hungry, then by all means stick with what's working for you. But I personally don't find calorie counting to be any fun, and not something that I want to have as part of my life. Something that I often say to my coaching clients is, can you picture yourself eating like this forever? If the answer is no, then some tweaks and some changes have got to be made, because there's no point in eating a certain way just to lose a bunch of weight to only go back and gain it all back when you start eating how you normally like to eat. So the goal is to find a way of eating that suits your needs, that suits your preferences, your tastes, your lifestyle, your hunger drive, and that you can see yourself actually maintaining and keeping up forever, and that also allows you to be in a healthy weight range. And if you've got an Instant Pot and you're trying to replicate this recipe, I cook it on high pressure for 25 minutes with 5 cups of water. All right, so this is the can of beans that I've rinsed. And we've got our veggies and potatoes. And if you don't have time to dice all this up, what you can do is you can make a pureed soup, and you can just like roughly cut the veggies into larger chunks, and then when it's all cooked, you can just blend it up and have a creamy soup. It's a little time-saving hack. Some peas, some corn, and I'm just going to dice up the onions and add those in as well. All right, the soup is ready and it smells delicious. Just gonna mix everything together here and scoop some into a bowl. There we go, really easy dinner. And as a snack, I'm going to have a bowl of grapes and this peppermint cheer tea. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to jumpstart your weight loss without counting calories, check out the other videos on my channel. And I also created a new low-calorie density weight loss handbook, which is available for purchase at melissaalexandria.com. It has sample meal plans, recipes, and my best tips and strategies, as well as a step-by-step guide for losing weight without being hungry. I'll link it in the description box as well. See you in my next video.